movie off. If we can go back to the slides. Or we'll just watch the end of the movie, it's fine. This is the Wikimedia Foundation, and the office that you saw there, it's important to know that that wasn't just one part of the office, that was the entire office that you were looking at. That was basically the whole thing. I think this is the last time that I'll ever show this movie because they just moved from that office on Friday, so now they have a new office that's slightly bigger. They decided to move recently. We had some auditors, accountants coming in to work on the books and so on, and they took over one conference room. And so some of the staff members ended up having a meeting in the car outside. And that was when they said finally, yes, we really need a bigger office now because it had gotten a little bit crowded. So they've just moved to a slightly bigger office in San Francisco, which is where the foundation is headquartered. And so that's doing quite well. So when I think about my work as a whole, I think about the idea of collaboration that came from thinking about free software, thinking about how programmers were coming together to build things. And I think of this grand experiment of the encyclopedia as just the start. If you think about a traditional library and a traditional encyclopedia, when you walk into a traditional library and you go to the librarian and you say, can you show me the encyclopedia? They say, oh, it's right here. And it's a set of books about this big, A through Z, and there's all the books. But the library is much, much bigger. And there are many, many kinds of things that people can collaborate on which are not in the encyclopedia. And I'm going to give you some examples of this. So this is the idea of Wikia, which is my new company. Wikipedia was founded in 2001. Wikia is from 2004. Wikipedia is the encyclopedia, and Wikia is the rest of the library. It's everything else that people might want to work on. In Wikipedia, for every language, there's a single giant wiki website. So there's the Italian Wikipedia with 600,000 entries, one for every topic that people want to write about. Whereas at Wikia, it's individual specialized websites, each one about a different topic, or approaching the world in a different way. Wikipedia is the nonprofit, which is run by the charity that I founded, the Wikimedia Foundation. And Wikia is the for-profit company where the websites are supported by advertising. So it's a different model, and we're trying to bring the ideas, the collaborative ideas, out of just the research and educational space into all kinds of cultural products. So the two are following a very similar growth pattern. This chart shows the growth of Wikipedia versus the growth of Wikia, but lagged by 3 years. So this is a number of months since it started. So Wikia is much smaller than Wikipedia, but it's following the same similar type of growth curve, although, as you see there, Wikipedia was growing faster overall, but still Wikia is growing very quickly. And so our vision is to build the rest of the library. So we're developing the software, we're pushing the things forward to allow more people to participate. One of the things that we're struggling with at Wikipedia, and we're beginning to make some progress on, is that the software is a little bit too hard for a lot of people to use, and we want to encourage more participation. At Wikia, we're really pushing that forward, and of course we donate all of our software. It's all under open source license, so Wikipedia can end up using it. Well, right now at Wikia we have 35,000 plus wikis. We're in 168 languages. I would say 169 languages, but I don't count Klingon as a real language. Klingon is the made-up language from Star Trek, one of the languages, which they made it up for the movies, and people actually do write in Klingon. Apparently it's not very easy because the language doesn't have a past tense, so it's sort of hard to write in. And so all these it's many, many different things, but all of these websites are joined together by the idea it's information with enduring value. It may not be an encyclopedia, but it's things that people are finding valuable and has some enduring value for them. Oh, I see. I'm pushing the wrong button. That's why it's going blank. So just to give you some idea of how popular Wikia has become, it's still nowhere near as famous as Wikipedia, but this is showing the traffic as compared to the New York Times, and it's coming very close to the New York Times now. Even though a lot of people haven't heard of it, it's coming up more and more often, and people are finding it. How is that? What is going on the internet? And I think this is a really interesting trend that has been accelerating over time and that will continue. And the trend is that consumer-generated media of all kind is becoming dominant. It's becoming completely dominant across many areas of the internet. I did a search at Google. These are Google search results for Muppet. The Google logo, you know how they make a funny logo sometimes. The day I did this, it had some different logo, so you can't tell it's Google. But it is Google, and I typed a Muppet. And so do people here know the Muppets? You have the Muppets here? That's good. That's good. I was in Korea giving this talk, and they've never heard of the Muppets in Korea, and they were very puzzled by this part of my talk. Muppets? So the Muppets, right? So you search for the Muppets, and what comes up? Well, the first thing that comes up is Wikipedia. The second thing there is Muppet Central fan site. So this is a message board where people are discussing the Muppets 24 hours a day. Then we have not one but two Muppet Wiki entries. So this is the Muppet Wiki it's at Wikia. So this is our site. We have the videos, which are drawn from YouTube, and so therefore these have been uploaded by ordinary people. And we have a blog called the Muppet Newsflash, where someone is, posting news information, whatever is happening about the Muppets all the time. So every single website in this top Google search results is a consumer-generated website. It's written by ordinary people on the internet. So what's going on? If we go to that Wikipedia, and in English Wikipedia, we have the category for Muppets, and if you want to know how many articles there are about the Muppets and you count them up, there are about 300 articles about the Muppets in Wikipedia, which is huge. I mean, that's a lot of articles about this one pop culture phenomenon. What do we have? We have a general article about the Muppets, which is the one that comes up there first. We have an article about the Muppet Show, Muppet Movies, Sesame Street, the children's show. We have an article about Jim Henson, who was the creator of the Muppets. We have an article about most of the major Muppet characters, the famous Big Bird, Kermit, Miss Piggy, all of these things. We have all of those entries in Wikipedia, and so you would think that's enough, right? That's everything you could possibly write about the Muppets. But at the Muppet Wiki, there's a very strong community there, and they've been working very hard on an encyclopedia of the world. And they have created 18,935 articles about the Muppets. What are they doing? Do they have jobs? Well, it turns out a lot of them do have jobs, and what they're doing is a hobby. They're having fun with their friends, and they're writing everything in the world and how it intersects with the Muppets. So just to give an example to show some of the differences, this is the article in English Wikipedia about the Ford Motor Company. So it's a good Wikipedia article. It tells about the history of the company. It tells about the current management. It tells how much money they're losing, I think, is what it tells now. It tells you, the basic information, and it's a nice long article, and it would give you the basic overview of the Ford Motor Company. But this article completely fails to mention the time when Kermit was on a TV commercial for the Ford SUV. If you know, Kermit has a very famous song that he sings called "It's Not Easy Being Green." Well, it turns out it is easy being green. You just have to buy a Ford SUV that's a hybrid. So this is the only thing the Muppet people care about. When they think Ford Motor Company, they think, oh yes, Kermit was on the commercial, and that's what they wrote about. Now, if you tried to put this information into the Wikipedia entry, the Wikipedia community would remove it. They would say, look, someone's coming for a serious look at the history of the Ford Motor Company. This one little detail is just not that important. It really does not need to be. We don't need a picture of Kermit there and explaining all about the commercial. That's just really not relevant. And this is true. So throughout the entire Muppet Wiki, they have literally hundreds and thousands of articles about all kinds of different things. The violinist Itzhak Perlman. You wouldn't, in his Wikipedia entry, you wouldn't learn that he was once on Sesame Street, but that's what they care about at the Muppet Wiki. So for me, what's interesting about this, what's going on at the Muppet Wiki, is that very often when we're thinking about new media and participatory culture, we think in terms of